Like, love, or respect. These are not just emojis that you see on social media platforms. This is how most individuals, including healthcare professionals, want to use that as a basis to relate and connect with their patients. And there is no right or wrong way. Each one's preferences, each individual's characteristics, their personality, a lot of factors go into how they want to be viewed and perceived, and be the impression that they want to leave on their patients. So, and some people, instead of actually really taking some time to think about what being liked, loved, or respected actually entails, without going into really having a clue about what it actually entails. So in this video, I'm going to talk about or give you some information on what these three elements actually mean and how they can be used by you as a healthcare professional to relate to your patients. Welcome back to my channel, everybody. Thank you very much for joining me. As always, it's incredible to have your love, support, engagement, and the impact and influence that I'm having on you, hopefully. And this video and the rest of my videos are hopefully giving you some value and insight. If you don't know who I am, my name is Shweta. I'm the founder of Healthy Dynamics. We're a coaching practice that helps healthcare professionals from non-English speaking backgrounds or English as a second language backgrounds improve their English language fluency as well as their communication skills in order for them to empower their patients, build better relationships with them, build a foundation of good trust with them, and communicate with influence, impact, and authority, and progress in their career and feel satisfied by it. So in this video, like I just referred to in the beginning, and also when I mentioned the importance of impact and influence, I thought I would talk about this concept of whether as a healthcare provider you want to be liked, loved, or respected by your patients. And like I mentioned in the beginning of the video, there is no right or wrong way of doing this. And the purpose of this video is not really to sway you one way or the other. It really serves as a way to give you some clarity on what is it that you place importance to, or what is it that you give emphasis to. And this again will make you reflect on what you are at your core as a person, and therefore how you want to show up and be there and connect with and be present with your patients. And so to give you some information and also share some of my insights and observations as to how I got to where I am, even though I'm technically not a healthcare provider, but still how I got to that point of where I fall on the spectrum. And at the end of the day, this is a spectrum. So there is no, even though I've put like here and respect over here, it doesn't mean that respect is better than being liked. There's no way of sort of defining that. It depends on every single individual. So it really goes back to who you are at your core. Because at the end of the day, as a healthcare provider, I want you to feel fulfilled, rewarded, and happy and satisfied, not only by the fact that you're getting paid for what you do as a healthcare provider, but also the connection and the relationship that you have with your patients. And that should be your ultimate goal. And how you choose to do that is what I'm equipping you with the rest of my videos, as well as this particular one. So let's go into some of the factors that might help you determine where you lie on the spectrum. So in the sense that do you want to be liked, loved, or respected by your patients? So let's get into it. The number one factor is your childhood or your past. Think about it. During your school days, were you the popular kid? Were you the kid who had very few friends, but there were very few good close friends? I was one of them. Were you somebody who was quite a loner and introverted? Now, I'm not saying that these things, what you are in your childhood, that's not going to change, evolve, or emerge into a different person. That's not the case. But can really help you determine some patterns about what happened in your childhood and how that sort of set the foundation and reinforced how you connected with your friends, your family members, anybody else in the community. What is it that, have you always been the type of person who valued being popular, valued everyone's attention and praise and everyone's sort of, circling around you back and forth, giving you a lot of importance. And nowadays, unfortunately, with social media, people think that having likes and loves and everything on the post is the be all and end all of everything. And unfortunately, it has not created this very toxic culture that, people feel the need to constantly go on their social media posts and see, oh my God, has someone liked my post? Am I looking like an idiot because no one has liked my post? And I'm no exception. I'll be completely honest with you. When I post something on LinkedIn or even my videos here, I am very tempted to keep checking every now and then whether it has gotten any engagement or not. And I really have to get out of the habit of doing that, because to me personally, that's just a vanity metric. It does not really determine my success as a coach. I'm going to go and get into that aspect of it eventually, but this is what I mean, that it sort of gives people this false sense of vanity, really, that just because I am very popular, does that mean that I have a lot of friends? Are they really true friends? Will they really are they the type of person that I can call at 4 a.m. in the morning if I'm having a panic attack? And it's the same situation. Do I like seeing a lot of patients every day? Do I like to leave a smile on every single patient's face by the time they finish with their consultation? At the same time, do you want to work with every single patient? Do you want to be referred by every single person? Do you want to do anything and everything? And there is nothing wrong in that. I just want you to have that clarity about, how much of it do you place emphasis and value on? Now, that's one factor. The second factor is what you value and what you emphasize, and as well as that, your core values. Now, there's obviously an exercise in my coaching program in the very beginning. The first module of it is self-awareness, and we look a lot into in that module. We look into the concept of values in a lot of detail. So, your values, again, just like your childhood, can really change and evolve and emerge from time to time. What you valued probably 2 years ago, you don't value anymore. Say for example, as in my 20s, I really valued having a lot of friendships. I really valued being a part of a big circle. I valued having a lot of boyfriends. I was very much like that. However, now with time, I'm in my late 30s now, almost heading up to 40. What I value has completely changed. Now I value quality connections. I like intimacy with my friends. I'm not talking about physical intimacy, but having intimate, deep quality connections with friends. I like having 4 or 5 close friends. And if you apply the same analogy again, as with your patients, what is it that you value from them? Do you just value the fact that they are paying your bills? Are you just seeing them as a means to an end? Do you value what the connection and the relationship that you build with them? Do you value the level of intimacy, the level of trust that you both have on each other, the level of confidentiality, transparency, authenticity? All these factors really play into the part of what is it that you really want to get out of your career as a healthcare provider, and most importantly, how you want to show up and connect with your patients. And that really goes back again to not just your core values, and again, everyone's values are very different and they're shaped by different things. But what I mean to say here is that what is it that you value when in terms of patient engagement? The trust and the influence that you have on them. Do you want to really make an impact, even if it's on a very basic surface level on 1 million patients? Or do you want to make a quality, intimate, sort of close-knit and very deep impact on a handful of few patients? And there's nothing right or wrong. Let me just re-emphasize that. Everyone's preferences are different. Now, the next factor, obviously, do you want to be perceived by your patients as an influencer or an authority figure? Now, to an extent, when I talk about this factor, I am referring to the wave of social media influencers. So in the toxic or the dark side of influencers in social media, people are really big on how many followers people have and how many likes they get on every post, how many of their posts have gone viral, and how much engagement they're getting and things like that. So in the world of influencers, that's what the toxic world of influencers, I should say. There's also a good side of it, don't get me wrong, but the toxic side of the influencer market is very much like this. So this is what your popularity or success is hinged on, on all what I really call as vanity metrics. Whereas, so by that I mean, do you want to be like that with all of your patients? Do you just want, every single patient, you can think of in the world to be consulted by you, to receive your guidance, your expertise, and your knowledge, and your experience, and your support? Or do you value being perceived not just someone who's in it just for the likes and the accolades and the attention and the pedestal that healthcare providers get put on? Or do you really want to be perceived as someone who is truly knowledgeable, truly has experience, not just medically, but also in life in general, and also how much knowledge, experience, and expertise you have? Is that what you want to be perceived as? And also the fact that, you want to be also seen as somebody who's taken seriously. Now, I'm not saying that influencers cannot be taken seriously. They 100% can. But that can sometimes be a tricky situation to navigate. So if you're the type of person who everybody likes, there's a good chance that, the concept of boundaries gets really diluted. The concept of, again, you might tend to become more of a people pleaser. You might just give patients what they want, whether it's a medication, whether it's advice, whether it's anything, just so that they are happy and they don't come back and sort of confront you or question you or anything like that, or challenge you in any way. And on the other hand, are you as an authority figure, do you want to be challenged? Do you want patients to really engage with you on a deeper level? Do you like being questioned? Do you like, learning new things yourself, having your eyes open, keeping your mind open to trends and not trends, not just trends, but new ways of information is perceived and presented to patients? And do you have that type of growth mindset or not? I mean, for example, as when I show up on LinkedIn, for example, that's my main marketing platform. I write in such a way that people see me, or try to see me, as an authority figure. They try to see me as someone who has solid expertise in the area of healthcare communication, who has knowledge, who has the experience to back it up, and who is in it to really build a good community, a good audience, and really add value and make a true impact and difference in their lives. And for the same reason, my coaching program is only for premium clients. And I keep saying this all the time, that it's not for every single healthcare provider, and every single English as a second language healthcare provider. It is for healthcare providers who meet that particular criteria that I am looking for, which obviously I'm happy to share that with you. My website is still being developed. I'm happy to share that with you when the time comes. And obviously, you can always get on a discovery call with me or a strategy call with me to determine whether my coaching is the right fit for you. I'm going to leave the link to that over here, and I'm also going to leave it in the description box so you can make that decision accordingly. But yeah, that's my next point. And obviously, the last one is you aim to please your patients, or you want them to look up to you. And this goes back very similar to the last point. So we have a whole thing now everywhere, whether it's on YouTube or anywhere else, about why people pleasing is not a good idea. Because people pleasers, people just walk all over them. People don't really take them seriously. They sort of lack really clear boundaries. They don't really get, the recognition and admiration that they deserve, and people just see them as a doormat and really like a pushover. Whereas do you want to be taken seriously? Do you want to really be looked up to? People say that there's credibility in what you as a healthcare provider is doing or saying or communicating with them. So these are the 4 factors that really go into determining where you want to go in that scale, whether you want to be liked, loved, or respected. Now, if you ask me personally, I would 100% be respected by a few people, loved by a bigger, and liked by none. But that's just me personally, because I'm not for everybody. I'm as a coach and as a person, I'm far too direct, I'm far too blunt and abrasive, I'm far too honest, I'm too transparent and genuine. And a lot of people don't really like that. So that's why I make it very clear that, but the people who do come to me and who do continue to work with me, they work with me for years and years, and that's what they respect about me the most. But everyone's preferences and choices are completely different, and I don't want to sway you one way or the other. Hopefully this video has given you some information on where you lie in the spectrum of how you want to be perceived and viewed and related with by your patients. Don't forget, as always, make sure you hit the subscribe button and notification bell to get more videos on how you can communicate better as an ESL healthcare provider. And if you like the video, please make sure that you hit a like. And thank you very much, as always, for your time, attention, and presence, and I'll see you next week.